Hello, everybody. It's that college football guy here with another video. I know it's a little late. The wife's asleep upstairs, but the breaking news here happened. I saw it a little bit ago on X, and then report came out that Jonathan Smith, breaking news, head coach of Oregon State, has formally accepted the head coaching job to be the new head coach of Michigan State. Formal press conference will be announced sometime next week. Um, do I think it's a good move for Jonathan Smith? Absolutely. I mean, think about it. You're a coach on a Power Five team. You've done an incredible job at Oregon State. Nobody can dispute that. You've done a great job. But a conference of two, you may be, because of the budgetary concerns. Wife's TV upstairs. Um, because of budgetary concerns, they're going to ask you possibly to take a pay cut. In the meantime, Michigan State, member of the Power Two conferences, the real two leads, Big Ten and the SEC, is calling you up saying they want you to have the job. Um, why wouldn't you take it? Your family's going to be guaranteed payday. You got more safe on there. You got a guaranteed future. I mean, financially wise, for the future of his family, makes all the sense in the world. I mean, the loyalty wise for Oregon State, but the fact is, this comes to this point. You got to look out for your family. And those kids, I'm sure it tore him up doing this, but he didn't really have a choice. He had to make the move. He had to help. He had to do something for this. So, uh, I'm sure we're going to hear more about this in the future, about the situation, how it arrived, and everything else. There's very little leaked out at this point, so we're just going to do the minor things. I'm not going to go into Oregon State speculation candidates because that'll be done in the off season. Because I got to figure out what the hell they're going to be doing. The second news, this came out from reported on X by a few people I know about John Wilner, who's the guy who was championing the Pac-12. He works for the San Jose Mercury News, and they have a subscriber mailbag, which is behind a paywall. Um, Basically said that from what he's heard, the Big 12 is not going to invite Oregon State or Washington State. They're not coming in. Um, Probably till like 2030. I mean, they're talking about the fact that there's not enough financial revenue potential to keep them in, to bring them in. It sucks for them, but there's just not enough money to be made. Now, can things change like the SEC and the Big Ten raid the Big 12? Would they be under consideration at that point? They don't know. But as of now, their partners, ESPN and Fox being primary, said no to Oregon State and Washington State. Like I said, could they be candidates for the ACC down the road? I mean, they would be considered. I think they would be. But if the stories are true about the ACC wanting to be an all academic conference, you bring in Stanford, you bring in Cal. If you want to be all academic, you got to bring in AAU institutions, don't you? Athletics is a point, but you've got to be AAU. And if they lose enough schools, they're going to want to have the AAU to bring in the research money to make the most money to offset that. So if you think about it, of the schools that are in the ACC, if their main ones leave, which we've been talking about, of Florida State, Clemson, North Carolina, NC State, Miami, Louisville, potentially Virginia Tech and Pitt, all leaving the ACC, and that's down to that'd be down to 7 teams. Would they be under consideration, Oregon State and Washington State at that point? Yeah, but I'm figuring the first contact they're going to make if it's just one team leaving, is UConn. Because they're not bound by football, so they could come right then and there, and it's the Big East. They could come in, take a lot less money off the jump. Now down the road, who would they take? AAU institutions. We're talking Tulane, which would be a great addition to the conference. We're talking South Florida, who I made fun of last year for going 1-11. They're bowl eligible now this year with their win. At least I believe I'll double check that. South Florida, you've got. That's what I'm talking about. If you want to know if, excuse me, this stuff's still bugging me. You want to know the ACC is completely sincere about academics? If Buffalo from the MAC gets an invite, because Buffalo from the MAC is a horrible football program, but they're an AAU institution at the FBS level. If they're serious about academics, Buffalo's going to get an invite, so don't get surprised. And it won't surprise me. They can be a bottom-level team, take less money off the jump. Because the MAC pays not even $1 million a year, not even $500,000 a year. So they can make a lot less money. They could double it to $1 million or $1.5 million, $2 million a year, and they'd be happy with that. It'd be more money than they were making. But I'm figuring, I mean, realistically, if the ACC wants to stay in their footprint, you're going to talk to Tulane, you're going to talk to South Florida, you're going to talk to Buffalo, you're going to talk to UConn, you're going to talk to Memphis before Oregon State and Washington State even get a call. So just keep that in mind, okay? Now, the third story happened. It's 3 stories in the notes for this. 3 stories happened because of San Jose State beating UNLV today. If UNLV would have beat San Jose State in Mountain West Conference play, UNLV punches their ticket to the conference title game. Without it, now there are 3 schools, since there's no divisions in the Mountain West, there are 3 schools tied with a 6-2 record. Now, normally you would go by the first tiebreakers head-to-head. The second is points scored, margin of victory. If you go by margin of victory, most points, Boise State's number 1, UNLV's number 2, San Jose State's number 3. They're all pretty close together. But they said they're not going to include points. They're not going to include head-to-head rankings for determination. The conference will utilize, quote, select computer rankings, end quote, to determine who's going to be there. Like, say, the college football playoff rankings or the AP poll, those computer rankings, where of the 3 schools, the only 2 that have been gotten in consideration, both of them were in others receiving votes, was UNLV and Boise State. When they said they're not including head-to-head, San Jose, just thing popped in my head, San Jose State's out. Because you look at I looked at this, was looking at their head-to-heads here. Let's see, okay. They're 6-2 in conference. Who'd they lose to? Well, San Jose State lost to Air Force and Boise State, 2 bowl teams. UNLV loses to Fresno State and San Jose State, 2 bowl teams. Boise State loses to Fresno State and Colorado State. Colorado State is not a bowl team. That doesn't look good in the losses. But that goes against Boise there. San Jose State, 7-5. They've lost to Air Force. They lost to Boise. They lost to USC. They lost to Oregon State. And they lost to Toledo. All 5 of their losses are to bowl teams. That's a good look for San Jose State. Boise State lost to Colorado State, not a bowl team. Fresno State is a bowl team. Washington, bowl team. UCF, bowl team, just happened today. And Memphis. Okay, 7-5. UNLV's losses were Fresno State, San Jose State, Michigan. End of list. They're 9-3. The only reason I figure that they said no head-to-head, they wanted UNLV hosting the game. They wanted UNLV hosting the game, to have Allegiant Stadium, to have the money, to have the draw. UNLV's first ever appearance in Mountain West Conference title game, but we're not going to know any of this until tomorrow. That's when they said they're going to make their announcement. Now, if you go by, if you went by head-to-head in points, Boise State has the points, San Jose State beat UNLV in the head-to-head, it's San Jose State and Boise. But San Jose State and Boise is not going to drive the television viewers. UNLV and Boise, yeah, that would draw. But UNLV and San Jose State, I don't know what the ratings are for the game that happened today. And that was UNLV at home losing. UNLV and Boise never played this year. So, we'll see what happens. Oh, boy. Crazy days, huh? So why don't you let me know everything about what you think about this down in the comments. So thanks, everybody, for watching the video. If you haven't done it already, smash the like button, hit the thumbs up, comment on the video. Every single one helps the algorithm, helps the video be seen by more people. Put the damn pin down. Comment on the video. Let me know what you think about all this, about John Wilner saying, and most likely Oregon State and Washington State not going to the Big 12. Jonathan Smith now leaving Oregon State to go to Michigan State, and a computer will be determining the Mountain West Conference championship game teams. Let me know what you think about all of that down in the comments. If you haven't done it already, please subscribe to the channel. First off, I'm thankful for every one of you who have been part of this channel, who have been commenting on the videos, who have been interacting with me in the comments, who have been hitting the thumbs up and watching the videos, smashing the like button, everything. Subscribe to the channel. I appreciate every single one of you. You're the ones who are helping this channel grow, so hopefully we can make it grow together, make it even bigger. Huh? So, thankful to everybody there. Thankful for all of you. But if you haven't done it already, please subscribe to the channel. Double check and make sure you are, because just in case the computer's screwing up, because I lost a couple subscribers, and turns out they were unsubscribed somehow. But they're back. So do all that. So thanks everybody for watching, who is enjoying their great Saturday evening. I gotta get started for work at 7 a.m. tomorrow. I'll be up way before then, get everything in the car and get loaded up to go to the shop, pick up the truck. And I'm heading to West Chicago. Oh, it's gonna be cold there. So, thanks everybody for watching. Enjoy your Saturday evening. Be safe out there, and please be good to each other.